Let's be upstanding as we welcome the visionary leader, the man that has changed the face of governance in Edo. Ladies and gentlemen, arriving with His Excellency, our special guest of honor, the former Foreign Affairs Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the High Chief Tom Ikimi, the Oduma of Igweben is here. Yes, oh yeah. Our leader, father, will have the historic moment today. As the wait-and-see governor of Edo is adding another feather to his already crowded cap with the commissioning of the Edo State Built Environment. Godwin Nogagase Obaseki, the man with uncommon vision, the man who saw when he came and has conquered for the world to see. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is very historical. This event is very monumental. And it is a brainchild of His Excellency, Mr. Governor, brought forward. Can you please, another resounding applause again for our governor, the digital one. The national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is next, and it will be followed by the Edo anthem. Nigeria will
The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers have labored, and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new Edo nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream.
You may please resume your seats. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, the technocrat in power, the man that has changed the face of good governance, and the 2024 award-winning digital governor of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Go and verify. The speaking speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Chief Blessing Sheriff Agbebako. Can you please applaud Mr. Speaker? Honorable Andrew Zamere, who represents the good people of Ovia Northeast Constituency 2, and other honorable members of the Edo State House of Assembly that is supporting good governance. The state's chairman of the PDP, the Right Honorable Dr. Anthony Isaac Bimi. Please applaud our leader. The PDP gubernatorial candidate who, by the grace of God, in time and season, will be where God wants him to be. Dr. Aswe Igodalo. No matter how dark the night is, day is sure to dawn. His deputy and deputy PDP gubernatorial candidate and immediate past secretary to the government of Edo State, our leader and father, Osarodion Ogie, Esquire. Permit me to welcome our leaders of the party. They are here in their numbers. The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing, Urban, and Regional Development, Edo, Honorable Isoke Omo, the Iron Lady, all her counterparts and members of the Edo State Executive Council, cerebral minds that is making Mr. Governor very proud in their respective ministries. Please applaud all of them. They are here in their numbers. I can see Fali Sebo, I can see Stephen Ideri, I can see Uyedu Ambalaka. Just keep clapping to save time. I can also see Itan Uzamere, I can see Wagbale, I can see Neikai, I can see Ombohodion, I can see the oldest among all commissioners in Edo, Honorable Saik Bovu. Ladies and gentlemen, can you applaud all of them? I can see Suraj. Great minds. I can see the Honorable the Attorney General Commissioner for Justice, Osazeuzi Esquire. I can see Bewele. I can see Negbedio. I can see great minds. All members of the Edo State ESCO, please, they deserve a better applaud. Joining Mr. Governor to achieve his dreams for our people. The Managing Director Edo GIS, the #1 in Nigeria, the award is there. Barrister Mrs. Grace Osaro Aye. Out of all the GIS in Nigeria, Edo State GIS is #1, given by the presidency. Go and verify. And at that same event, His Excellency, the Wake and See, Governor Godwin Nogega Setwa Obaseki was also awarded the Digital Governor by an APC presidency, and the distance in empirical evidence was over 48%. Ladies and gentlemen, Edo is proud of you, Your Excellency. Children yet unborn will recognize your efforts, and the institutionalization of your project is the icing on the cake. Today, history is being made as the Edo State built environment currently occupied by the Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing, Urban and Regional Development, the Edo State Geographical Information Service, the Edo State Development and Building Control Agency, and the Edo State New Town Development, joining them in the near future as the Ministry of Environment and Sustainability and our agencies, the Ministry of Water Resources and our agencies, and the Edo State Electrification Agency. This built environment will provide easy access to services rendered by professionals and investors in Edo State built environment. That will facilitate synergy for the MDAs and provide policy formulation and project execution in the sector. What a dream His Excellency had, and it has materialized today. Permit me, Your Excellency, to once again recognize our special guest of honor, our leader, an architect by profession, former Foreign Affairs Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Duma himself, High Chief Tom Ikimi. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations for being part of this historic moment. I will now respectfully invite for the welcome address the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing, Urban and Regional Development, Edo, a woman with a swag for excellence and distinction. A woman that takes attention to details. You do anyhow, you build anyhow. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Isoke Omo for our welcome remarks. Your hands together. We are proud of you in Edo.
Give me the protocol. Oh, sorry, yes. Your Excellency, my boss for life. Yes, so Governor Godwin Nogegase Obaseki. Please, okay, sorry. Let me. Mr. Speaker, please, I want to crave your indulgence to adopt the well-established protocol. Good morning. My work here is really simple. It's just to welcome everybody to this event today. It is really an epoch event because it has taken time to come to fruition. But we are here today. And it has been made possible because of our visionary leader. I say to people that if you engage with Governor Obaseki and you don't change, something is wrong with you. He's someone that, if you think you're smart, just sit under him for a little while. While you're talking, he has left. He has gone far and is calling you from there to come. And those people that have worked with him, all of us that are in ESCO and those that are heads of MDAs, and people that have done different things with him in different spheres, would confirm this that I'm saying. And we, in this built environment, we have been favored children of Godwin Obaseki. Is that not correct? If it is correct, please, can you please applaud him? Sir, no thank you can be enough. But you've made this possible. From the beginning, we have worked in hubs. And now the hubs are coming to stay. They are here to stay. And this is the Built Environment Hub. So you are welcome today to the commissioning. And I wish you all a lovely time. Thank you and God bless you.
The Honorable Commissioner has given our welcome remarks. We go straight now to the documentary. And please, we'll implore you to watch the screens. Happy viewing.
Welcome to Edo State's Built Environment Hub, the centerpiece of transformation that blends tradition with sustainable development. Spearheading this change is the Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing, Urban and Regional Development, together with Edo Geographic Information Service, Edo GIS.
The Built Environment Hub is really the culmination of the vision of our Governor Godwin Obaseki, which came out of the engagements that occurred after he came into office in 2016. From the workshops, it was clear that a lot needed to be done, especially in the built environment sector. And all of it started with land. Because if we sorted out the issues we had with land administration, and then everybody else in the built environment will be able to thrive. So from those engagements, we actually had the thematic pillars. So one of the first things Mr. Governor did was to generate the whole land administration system, and then created Edo Geographic Information Service, which everybody popularly call Edo GIS.
Before Edo State Geographic Information Service was established, what we had was a terrible thing, because the land administration of Edo State was nothing to write home about. People pay for CFO and the CFO doesn't come out, people are crying. Before now, there used to be land grabbing, double issuance of CFO because there were no technology to check what they were doing. But now, there's no longer double issuance of CFO. Investors can now come to get the status of the property or land they want to buy. So what this administration has done for our people is to give us a perfect, near perfect land administration system that allow people to have properties that are not encumbered.
Now, having done that, it was necessary for us to now deal with the physical environment, which starts from planning. And so the ministry's name was actually changed, and it became Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development.
The mandate of the ministry primarily is to ensure that we have a harmonious living environment. That is, the physical space must be such that it is conducive for habitation by the populace. That essentially means that roads are where they are supposed to be to ensure proper access and egress from different lots, to ensure that industrial development is retained in certain areas of the state, while we also have areas for agricultural production, as well as areas where people can live in a harmonious, commodious living environment, where you have the right street furniture in such a way that you don't have the kind of congestion you would typically have in an urban setting.
And from that change, a lot of things had to happen. There was the transformation taking place to actually make the awareness of planning to our people, and then make our people accept that it is the first step to development. And in doing that, a lot of things that were not necessarily physical took place first. And one of the last things to be done was to now deal with the physical space in which people working under planning worked. As you are aware, the civil service and secretariat had actually been transformed, and physical planning at this time was in EDPA. So EDPA was also regenerated and transformed, and physical planning was given another space to go to. And everything we've been doing, we've been operating in a hub. So there are different hubs for different ecosystems. So the built environment hub actually, upon completion, will contain the Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing, Urban and Regional Development, Edo GIS, the Ministry of Environment and Sustainability, the Ministry of Water Resources, the Edo State Electricity Commission, so that it becomes a one-stop shop where everybody who comes here to get a service regarding building, land administration, and everything required for the building, whatever use it is for to thrive, will be able to do it from one place. So that is the whole idea of having it in a hub. Now, this building that we occupy was former water board building. It was left abandoned for years and years, and now it has been regenerated, it has been remodeled, it has been brought down to modern day, and we are using technology in our service delivery here. And in this building, we house all of these agencies. All the agencies are in one place, so we can give the service to the customer who approach us for one service or the other. And we are all together, we are working together. It is a one-stop shop. So this is just something to make sure that the service comes closer to the people. Innovation have been put in, being driven by technology. All of this done by the administration of Goodwill Obaseki. We are very optimistic that it will continue, because when this tenure ends, the new government coming would see that the foundation has already been laid, everything has already been put down to make sure that we continue to provide service to the people. And how has this helped? People feel more comfortable to come to us now to get what they require. So they come in here and they get a service. People are telling people about the services here. Now people are coming here to get their approvals. For this year alone, we've done over 4,000 approvals for this 2024. And that is the same thing in the ecosystem. So this has really changed the way our service is being provided. So we want Edo people to come with us to mega together. Let us make Edo great again together. And Mr. Governor Obaseki has started this. We are very confident that as people are accepting and adopting, we'll get to the Edo of our dreams. Our special thanks goes to Governor Obaseki and everybody who has worked with us to make this a reality. God bless Edo State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
A promise made and a promise kept. Your Excellency, it's important to say thank you. And permit me to invite 3 wonderful personalities to give 2 minutes each of goodwill. First, from the built environment, I'd like to invite the chairman, Nigerian Institution of Architects, Edo State, Architect Isaac Omorogbe, to please step forward and give his goodwill message, recognizing Mr. Governor and standing on existing protocol, and in 2 minutes, tell us what was and what currently is. Your hands together for him.
Your Excellency, sir, I want to beg to stand on existing protocol to save time. I want to really congratulate everyone here, all Edolites here present, for this built environment hub. A hub that reflects a strategic response to the growing complexities of urbanization and development within the state. It houses the Ministry of Physical Planning, Edo GIS, Town Planning Development Authority, and the Edo State Building Control Agency. The hub is strategically created to create that synergy in the affairs and administration of the built form environment. It is a purpose-driven building from a purpose-driven administration that believes in doing what is worth doing at the nick of time, no matter the cost and the prevailing circumstances. We are grateful, Mr. Governor. Albert Einstein, a physicist, once stated that life is like riding a bicycle. If you want to maintain your balance, you must keep moving. To keep moving is not to rest on an oars. To keep moving is to maintain the strategy that pays off. To keep moving is to continue to add value to the existing values and benefits that are likely to drive development and progress. On this strength of the foregoing, I wish to congratulate the commissioner and director of the respective ministry and directorate for making this happen in their time. I'm particularly impressed by the interior configuration of the respective edifice and the beautiful landscape environment that enhances a serene working environment. Therefore, it is gratifying to use this opportunity to congratulate all Edolites and my amiable governor for this gift. Thank you.
Can you please applaud him again? Thank you very much for keeping to 2 minutes time. Have a handshake and picture with Mr. Governor. That's important. We next will invite, on behalf of our political leaders, on whose platform Mr. Governor made all these promises. And indeed, you can testify we have a good story to tell. Permit me to invite Honorable Deacon Dr. Mike Nosa Eima, former Oredo chairman and former Edo South senatorial leader of the PDP. Your hands together for him, please. 2 minutes, sir.
I want to first glorify God for this opportunity to be able to openly appreciate the man that has been a blessing to all of us. Your Excellency, sir, with your permission and the permission of our party leader, let me stand on existing protocol. Our governor has been named in different ways, a matter gold. They've called him all names. But to me, there's something special that we have not taken note of. And today I want to mention it. His name is Enoregase. Am I right? Enoregase. That is one whose own will come to pass. You see, what I'm trying to clear here is that God has a purpose for him becoming a governor at this time in this state. Governor made him a blessing to all of us. There is nothing he has said that he has not put in place. I'm a very truthful person. I'm a straightforward person. I speak it the way it is. And I believe that what God has assigned him to do, he has done. If you look at the different projects, the first time I walked into Secretariat, I thought I was in London. And what we're having here is exactly a replica of what can compare to what we have in the other parts of the world. So, sir, I want to thank you on behalf of everyone in this state. I really want to thank you immensely. You have been a blessing to us. And I know, it's painful. If I had the opportunity of saying, please, let him continue, I would have pleaded to continue as the governor of this state. He's going away. Why I'm not even so scared? Because I know that, yes, there is another one and it's soon. Even if they are in here for 2 months, only 2 months, it's going to be a different case. But I know that God has a plan. That is why he brought our incoming governor. I said incoming because I believe that in a few months, we'll return to this same government. I see what I see, and I swear what I see in the deputy Ogie are the things replicated in the life of our governor. I can see continuity, and that is my prayer. Your Excellency, they gave me 2 minutes, but maybe I would have even. No, let me leave it at 2 minutes. We'll see again. I thank you, sir. May God bless all of you.
Thank you very much, our political leader. The best advert is a satisfied client. And I'd like to invite one among so many satisfied clients that have patronized this orb. I will reorganize in Nomamigolo. Ladies and gentlemen, please applaud him as he comes. 2 minutes also.
Thank you very much. For the purpose of correction, is not a Nomamigolo. My name is Aiwiriogene Osarumese a Nomigolo. Thank you. Let me stand on the existing protocol. It is with great sense of amity I want to thank organizers of this program today for seeing me worthy of this Goodwill message. As a man who have interacted with Edo GIS and the Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development for many years now, I want to thank the great Governor Godwin Enoregase Obaseki for your good work. I want to use this occasion to laud to you that when you promise us 200,000 jobs, you really achieve it. Maybe you don't even know. Because there are so many persons that interact with this orb that are transacting with the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development as well as Edo Geographical Information Service. And I happen to be one of them. And we have many, even within the sphere of this occasion, this afternoon. Having said that, I want to say that the Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development over the years has actually make sure that people within the sphere of Edo State, particularly those within the cities and the rural settings, have their environment be cordial and okay. Again, I will like to thank you, Governor, for giving the professionals within the built environment the job of ensuring that the built environment is enhanced. Person of Isoken Omo, who is handling the Ministry of Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development, and Mrs. Osaro, the MD of Edo Geographical Information Service. Prior to now, the level of hazard development within our cities is even conspicuous to the blind. But today, you can see a sense of decency in terms of the way buildings and development is being controlled. And again, the one that is a game changer is the master plan. You agree with me that before your coming, sir, the master plan has expired. I read town planning to masters. I know that when I was doing my masters, they told us that before your arrival, sir, the master plan expired. But today, there's a master plan for Edo State that will bring about growth and development to this city. And kudos to you, madam, kudos to you for that, because I know you are the one that championed that. Thank you. God bless you. Talking about Edo Geographical Information Service, before now, the CFO process was very, very cumbersome. It was very, very hard. And getting CFOs was almost like a cool day in here. And you agree with me that there's never a cool day in here. Today, getting CFO is very, very seamless and very, very easy. Within 3 months, you have your CFO, and you can even investigate land using their Geographical Information Service. They have the necessary requirement. They can investigate land to ascertain what is existing on that land. And CFOs today is cheap and very, very timely. Also, it's very, very cheap and is very, under 3 months, you get your CFO. I cannot exhaust everything, but thank you very much for giving me the privilege to speak now. Thank you. God bless you.
Can you put your hands together? I will have a handshake with Mr. Governor in Nombigolo. A cool day in here. Have you been there? We are heli cool here. But it spoke very aptly. Because of time, many in the built environment would have loved to speak. But because, Mr. Governor walks with time. And so we need to be very fast. Ladies and gentlemen, it is at this point, I like all satisfied Edo sons and daughters to rise as I make welcome the man of the moment, His Excellency Goodwill Nogegase Obaseki. Can you make some noise to herald our governor? Edo Art and Culture, let's celebrate excellence. Our promise kept.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you very much. The Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, the PDP State Chairman, Dr. Tony Azigbemi, and other leaders here, honorable members of the State House of Assembly who are present, honorable commissioners for physical planning, housing, and urban and regional development, Isoken Omo, and other honorable commissioners who are here. Our very own distinguished leader, who is from the built environment. People only know him as having been a foreign affairs minister. But before he went into politics, he had a very successful and thriving architectural practice, one of the best in Nigeria. I'm talking of our leader, one of the pioneers of our great party, the High Chief, Tom Ikimi, C.O.N. Special advisors, permanent secretaries, the PDP gubernatorial candidate and his deputy, Dr. Aswe Godalo, and Barrister Osadion Ugi. The managing director, Edo State Geographical Information Service, Edo GIS, Mrs. Osaro Ahir. Party leaders who are present, family members of the late Surveyor General of the Federation, Surveyor Daniel Omoigui, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today is one of those days that make you sit back to reflect and try to remember what happened that led us to this. One thing was very clear before I assumed office. I'd had the privilege to have served as the chairman of the economic team before I became governor. And it was apparent that just looking at Benin City, looking at Edo State, the biggest value we have, the greatest asset we have is our location. And therefore, our land in Nigeria is premium. Because as you know, they say location is everything when it comes to land and real estate. That is why you go to some places, the cost of the land there is, multiples of what it will cost the same type of land somewhere else. So because of the location of Edo State in Nigeria, that very fact puts a premium on land in Edo. But there was no way we could have realized that value of our land, the benefit of our location, if it is not organized. Edo is very, very rich, one of the richest states in this country in terms of land resources. Because our land traverses every aspect. We have swamp, we have rainforest, we have savanna. We have minerals, we have large reserves of gas. But if all of this is not mapped, if the information is not available, then it's as good as having dead assets. That is what I noticed before I became governor. So it became clear that one of the first things we had to do was start a process of just getting the information on our land resources. So one of the first projects we did in January 2017 was to contract with a company that was doing GIS, that is collecting geographical information, and we contracted with them to help us now source the information on which we will now provide every other thing we need from our land resources. That was how the project of GIS started. All of you can remember that there was nothing like building control. Benin City, which has been planned for centuries. In Benin, traditionally, you don't have any close. One street opens into the other. One house backs the other. We've observed setbacks in our building practices for hundreds of years before the coming of the white man. So we've always had a planned, built environment. But by the time I became governor, it was another story. You had the land administration system had just gone haywire. I mean, I tell you, I was reviewing some documents yesterday, 2 days ago. I have a C of O issued to me by Edo State government for a property in Yokogba. I went there and somebody had already built on it. So if that can happen to the governor, who is safe in this? That is, I went there. I said, look, let me even go and see that so I can start developing. There was a house there already. How did the person get approval to build on a property that's not his or her own? Who approved it? That was the situation we met. And with that sort of situation, you cannot have development because there's no certainty, there's no security. What you say is your own may not be your own tomorrow because somebody else will just collect it. What about the process of even developing houses? You had all these, what did we used to call them? All these area boys who well, I mean, in some places there are CDs, in other places there are Omoilile. Before you lay foundation on your own property, you settle. Before you get to roofing level, you settle. As if they are building control. Was that not the case? This is your shovel, this is your equipment. Even in GRA, they were operating. That was the situation we had. And I knew that it could not continue. Because land is the greatest asset anybody can have, any family, any community. The moment you begin to administer the land well, you just see wealth and growth. When people say Edo is thriving, people are coming to Edo, flights are full, hotels are full. Why do you think they are coming? Because we've provided security of lives and property, particularly property. You buy land today in Edo, you know the land is yours. Because you can quickly go and register it and get a title document. Anybody who goes to buy that same land without going to check is on their own. And we now have a law, you will go to jail. So what you are seeing here today is a result of very deliberate and sustained planning and hard work. And that you see transformation in our state is because of the planning we have put in place. When we say hub, 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 some of you were with me a few days ago on Airport Road, right? Where we have the Agric Hub that houses almost 13 or 15 agencies and programs. The idea is it's cheaper, it's easier, it's better, it's more efficient when government services are located together. Not that you go to Isekula to go and register your land. Then you come to Sapele Road to come and review your building. Why can't you just do everything in the same place? You want to get meter, electricity for that your building, you go somewhere else. It's wasteful. But you can come to one location for a particular matter, and everybody who is related to that matter are all located together. So this premises, you see, is just not this land. The one on the right has been acquired, the one on the left has been acquired. So the built environment space will end up being almost about 8 to 9 hectares of land. So we expect that the electricity agency one day will be located here. The water agency will be located here. Everybody who needs to do something related to the built environment space will all be here together. And they have everything. They have high-speed internet connection. They have 24/7 electricity connection from Wisdom Power. So our hubs, our offices are very, very comfortable. And we've deliberately done them so because our workers spend more time at work than at home on a daily basis. Before I go, let me just thank those who have made this possible. Soken Omo has been with me from day one. And she has spanned the whole process of the change. She started, when I got her in, I said, we have to do something about housing. Go and see what we can do with the Edo State Property and Development Agency. She went in there, she cleaned up that agency. After that, and I said, okay, you're a town planner, you're a surveyor. I said, come and look at the Ministry of Fiscal Planning, but let us restructure it. First, into the development agency that is responsible for execution, and also the ministry that is responsible for policy. And you can see the outcome of the work she has done. Mrs. Ahir was also in the Ministry of Lands and Survey. They were somewhere on Sakloba Road. And when we decided to set up GIS, she was one of the first people we seconded here. And if you know her, she's very, very thorough and diligent. They've hired very qualified young men and women. At the Edo Grow 100 here, these are young men and women who were recruited purely on merits to ensure that beyond this administration, they are here to follow through with the master plan. Government does not have all the knowledge, but the thing, government has money to buy people who have knowledge. And one of the people we bought who has helped us to do all of this has been a company called Shiraz, right? Shiraz, and then GIS Transport. They've done this in many parts of the world. I can go on and on and on. But today is not a day to tell all the story, because we can't finish the story in one day. Today is a day to say thank you to all of you. Today is a day to acknowledge and recognize those who made it possible for us to even be doing what we're doing today. And we have an outstanding Edo legend who is not here with us. But when he passed on a few years ago, during his funeral service, I made a pronouncement that being the first Surveyor General of the Federation of Edo extraction, we need to honor him. So today, as part of commissioning this hub, we are now formally going to place the plaque and name the GIS building the Surveyor Daniel Omoigui Building. It's represented here by members of his family. We want to thank God for his life. Thank God for this great man. You go and read up on him and understand the fights he had to fight for the creation and the boundary adjustments for Edo State. May the labors of our heroes past never go in vain. Finally, let me thank all our professionals who work for us in government surveyors, architects, town planners, valuers, I can go on and on, who have done an amazing work in this whole reform. Transformation is very, very difficult. Reforms, particularly in Africa, particularly in a traditional setting like Edo State, is tough. And because it's tough, most people shy away from pushing for reforms. Unfortunately, for me, I was born here. There's nowhere I'm going. I think I'll die here. So my responsibility is to make sure I change here while I'm here. A lot of people may not like it. Some people may be unhappy. But I believe that at the end of the day, majority of us will see the good in the changes that we have started, and they will insist that these reforms continue. I know that a lot of you are concerned. I feel it, I feel you. But note, the changes, the reforms we have started are so fundamental, you cannot throw them away. Right? Before I became governor, the total number of CFOs that were issued before I became governor, since Edo State was created to when I became governor, was about 2,000. In 3 years, we've signed and created more than 40,000 CFOs. I didn't wear my brace. Now I have to brace my hands because every day I know the number of CFOs I have to sign. The last few days, the last few weeks have been hectic. It's like issuance of CFO is going to go out of vogue. Don't worry. Anybody who takes over must sign CFOs for us. If they don't, we'll force them to. So I want to thank all of you who have helped me and helped us to get this far. And now hopefully invite you, subject to what the MCs have to say, for us to tour these facilities. I came here a couple of days ago to just check on what they are doing. And I said, wow, our offices are the best. I don't know any private company in Edo State, any private professional firm in the built environment space that has any offices or facilities that have as good as what we have here. So our goal is to make sure that the best and the brightest in society, in the professions, come and work for us. Even though our pay may not be as good as that in the private sector, but our environment, our work environment, and the security we offer you, nobody can do so. Once again, thank you very much, and God bless Edo State.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Obaseki. I have listened to a number of speeches this afternoon, and I believe that the order of protocol has been very well established. Let me just stop by referring to our main host today, Governor Obaseki. For me, it is indeed an honor and privilege to be invited here today to commission this project. I know from what I have seen that if we were to commission all the projects that have been done by Governor Obaseki, we might need about 3 months to do so. However, I know that many people, when they come to power, at the end of it all, they will say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. That's why some of them look for a third term. If you ask me, I would have awarded a third term to Governor Obaseki. Now, many people can see that he meant business. Whenever he has spoken to me privately, he has always talked about his dream for our people, Edo State. Every one of you know the history of Edo State. Benin City has been the capital of Midwestern Nigeria. Benin City has been the capital of Banda State. Benin City is the capital of Edo State. We've gone through the Third Republic. We are now in the Fourth Republic. And circumstances are changing not only in Nigeria, but all over the world. And you need someone who can follow that change. I think that the digital governor, Obaseki, has brought digital recognition to Edo State and raised the bar very, very high indeed. You see, I sit down and I contemplate. We might have a small few months delay for continuation. But I hope that those few months will not be the few months to destroy what Governor Obaseki has done so far. We all know that because we wanted continuity, that is why those of us in the PDP party went through a detailed search for a successor for Governor Obaseki. I do not regret our choice. I swear in Godalo. He's the right person. And I plead with all those who want to destroy those states to steer clear. Let the choice of the people prevail. I am pleased to be here to commission this place. I listened to the speeches of this afternoon. We're talking about investment. People want to come to Edo State to work. They want to invest in Edo State. But Obaseki has shown you that by careful restructuring of things here, we can get that investment. That is why he raised the finance that you can raise even from Edo State itself. Some people are eyeing that finance, but they may not get it if they don't know what to do. I assure you that we shall prevail and that what he has started will come to pass. I'm glad to hear him say that he's not leaving Edo State. He will be here with us. Whether he's former governor or whatever, there will be many more rules for him to play. I thank you, Governor Obaseki, for inviting me. And thank you for what you have done. May God continue to bless you. Amen. And so, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I commission this place.
Can you put your hands together for High Chief Tony today?
unveil the flag first. This will. But the first applications come in the clearing house. And in the clearing house, we have the full complement of all professionals, architects, planners, builders, to look at the application first. Make sure it's okay. Once it's okay here, you are sure to get your approval. Then you go to pay. So this is where they pay. This is assessment office. So we have ERS here because the way Edo State has been configured, you cannot collect cash. And our monies are picked by ERS themselves. So they have their staff sitting here who will raise your fees. After you have been raised, they will raise it on the system and then give you the BRF to go and pay. So once you pay and come back, that is the only time that you will have a file number. So once the bill has been matched with your application, you get a file number. So because this is actually the vetting office, it's only allows staff to So, sir, it would be an honor for you to unveil the flags for these commissions.
Thank you very much again. I have the honor and privilege to unveil this flag, which will continue to remind us the next year, the next 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years of the beginning of this struggle. This is flag of the Edo State, this environment of started the modern Edo State government under the visionary leadership of His Excellency Mr. Godwin Nogasare Obaseki, and officially commissioned by IG at the Kimi CON of the Mouth of Uganda.
Just come in the lift.
You can use the stairs.
Okay, so we're going to the second floor. Thank you. way, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, this is your office.
Yes, sir.
Can you imagine? That's very fine. Thank you. God bless you.
Please sit down.
You don't even get laptop.
I get laptop, I get everything. I have everything. Please give me the laptop.
Go coffee here.
But they come like that. So them, even from this office, they've done their PhD and masters. Because there's flights. So they rather stay here and use the facilities and do their online courses, their assignments and things like that. So this place is buzzing from morning till night. The owner of Ford Mart, he called us one day while we were doing Edo at 33. I was around to 11. Do you remember? Yeah. And he said, where are you? I want to see. I said, I'm in the office. He said, no, you cannot be in the office. I said, I'm in the office. So he asked where was my office. He said he was coming. So he said, I have to come and see him. I said, you know, I'm already in protein and I'm in bed. But I'm going to change and come. So he changed and he came here. And when he came here that evening, we were more than 25 in this office at that time. He bought wine, bread. I think he just went to the supermarket and he said he could not believe that this was happening in Edo. You know, so a lot of people have these testimonials. Like the guy that spoke today, he's one of the consultants that work here that help people with their applications and things. He's been with this government for a long time, before your time. And so these are people that have seen the market change. Members of the business environment and so many people. So, sir, we can't thank you enough. And when we had a meeting, what did I say to you when we had a meeting? Are you people going to allow, what did I tell you about continuity here? This is one of our Grow 100. You know, he's here, but he's also with where? Esopmati. So they from the other ministry, they also ask us to bring them professionals. So he also works with Esopmati and he's here, one of those. So when they get integrated now, most of them will be moved to the different ministries. At least we'll have two represented at the ministries.
What about your technology?
Alan, it's already been deployed.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency. Good afternoon, sir. So, as you said earlier, Your Excellency, in the speech in 2017, we came in and we installed our hardware, which is the servers, high-end servers. We've gotten all the laptops, all the CCTV cameras, lock-in machine for staff, everything as hardware. Then we've installed our software, which is called Merlin, that generates a CO4, certificate of occupancy. And when we first started, a CO4 was as fast as 30 working days. Now, one of the customers said today 3 months. That's because of the bulk that we are getting now, because people are scared that when His Excellency leaves, no more signing of CO4s. That's the truth. Yeah. So for physical planning, the same software.
So when you have technical signature, when you have electronic e-signature, why does he have to use his hands to sign everything?
His Excellency did not agree on the, because if you sit with him while he's signing his UFOs, he flips the pages one by one. He doesn't just sign his UFO as he flips the pages one by one.
Those don't look very nice. You know, that can be good, and it can be bad. But it's okay. I think it is the good.
I know people have money.
That's what I'm saying. So you know who to tax for. Oh, okay.
He talked about the wrist pain. He didn't talk about the eyes pain because of reading every single document in this file. Some files can have up to 60, 70 documents. Pages. Yeah, because of long pages or whatever. So in physical planning, we are installing the same software, Merlin, but the developer control part. And now we've installed the servers, we've installed the hardware. The software is being configured now. When it's done, it will be able to communicate with AutoGIS. Physical planning will be able to see the aerial photography that we captured in AutoGIS. They will be able to access the data from AutoGIS. So if you are doing a building permit for a specific building in any land, you get access to all the land data. And at the same time, AeroGIS will get access to physical planning data, mostly the master plan. So if someone comes and applies today to an industrial CO4 in GRA, will not accept, because the master plan says you cannot go industrial inside GRA. That's an example. So the aim of those two projects is to communicate with each other, so we can get a better output in CO4s and in building permits and in both ministries and agencies.
So you have all the information on the land and the ownership of the land?
Yes, yes.
And then you now match it with what you have approved to rebuild on the land.
Correct.
And you now cross-check it with the master plan whether it is what was agreed or not. Yes.
So it also erase things like building on government land, you know, and because also now we now match the survey. Before now, also had issues where people produce surveys. By the time we try to upload those surveys, they're on top of river, they're on top of school, all kinds of things. So, but with this system now, once the survey doesn't match, it is easy for us to identify, and we'll be able to give you the survey is correct, it will match. And then the lodging also will also encourage that NIS has actually changed their processes from engaging with us. So now even the surveys they give are numbered, they are attached to the surveyor, so you don't have those issues where you have touts, so that we're just generating surveys from everywhere. So all those things. And then the issue of land grabbing will really reduce. Because a lot of people now, once the documents are in our system, you cannot come and you can't put another set of one. It's not possible. So a lot of these things will now reduce, and then the whole system now is actually having credibility in it. So all of that is between.
What about searches?
Search, you can do, of course. Search is even what we are also encouraging as well, because people that buy land from community, because now we are saying all communities should come and register their lands, all layers must be registered. If you want to buy now, we encourage you to come and do a search. First of all, to make sure it is not encumbered, it is not government land, and then that area has a layout. Because once a layout is registered, technically you cannot alter it. For you to alter it, you have to come back to give the alteration. So now we're encouraging people to do layouts. And then for us now in physical planning, the request for layouts have actually increased.
Oh,
Yes, it's increased. Communities are coming. People are also who are buying large
So I think it's best that you don't go to put out that announcement and look, don't take the risk. Community.
Come and check.
Come and check, yeah. And if the people now realize that there's premium on their land because it's registered with you, more people come and register.
Yes.
The internet.
Yes, the internet.
Okay. So in AutoGIS, when Your Excellency requested us to move the servers to data center, in AutoGIS we didn't have any issue because we had the main one internet installed here, so we can communicate with our server and we can communicate all around the world. Like Merlin software, even when I'm in Lebanon, I can open it online and check because it's online. Now, when we installed the servers in physical planning, we did the installation in data center from the first day. So now we are waiting for what's stopping us actually is the main one installation in this ministry with a real IP to be able to communicate with the server.
What's stopping that? A failure.
So what with
main one came and did the inspection and checked, and they raised the bill. So
Okay, so tomorrow is digital day, so we'll work with them.
no problem.
So make sure you're there. I think, when are we commissioning the data center?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So make sure you're there. Okay.
So this is physical planning. Thank you for coming.
Asking about the conference on digitally, state of the art conference.
And now we can have conferences here, meetings, everything. We will give it out to our colleagues, other people in other agencies and MPs in our ecosystem to use. And it is a very comfortable space. We have LED screens, and they are connected, with surround and all of that. So whenever we're having meetings, we connect with anybody wherever they are, and then we're able to. We also have outstations, offices across the state. So we have meetings with them there all over. And if we look at even the chairs, they are all they're independent. So we have 80 seating. 80 seating. So that's what we have. So if you, yes. So that's it. And if you look at the master plan, it's all displayed here. The different sectors, just to keep it in focus. Thank you.
Then I've just named Surveyor General Daniel Omoigui building is now to be officially commissioned in the presence of His Excellency.
Point of correction, this building has already been commissioned and it's in use. What we're doing here today is to name the building after our very own late surveyor, Daniel Omoigui. So, to the memory of late surveyor Daniel Omoigui, may he continue to live, to rest in peace and in the bosom of the Lord. Amen.
We applaud that. The labors of our heroes past certainly will not be in vain. And the tour of the facility will invite the MD to take the mic, to take His Excellency around. Mrs. Grace, I hear, Esquire. So the plaque is about to be unveiled now.
Was built by the Edo State government under the visionary leadership of His Excellency, Mr. Goodwill Norerase Etwa Obaseki, and officially commissioned by High Chief Architect Tom Ikimi Suen Oduma of Igwebe on this day, the 31st of October, 2024. To God be the glory.
Can you applaud us? And so tour of the facilities therein is next. The Managing Director, Barrister Mrs. Grace Adia, please
When you come in here, this is the first point of call. I have people here who will tell you what you need, what you want. When you come, they give you, they tell you what we're doing here. The process is of CFO. You get your form here,
you get the information on what you want. Because there are several forms for CFO. We have for individuals, we have for couples, we have for organization. Here they will tell you all you need, give you the information so you know what to bring. When we leave here, the next place they go to is the customer care office. Here you take all your documents. When they are complete, you take them there, so your CFO process will start in effect. So, like he said, you cannot go around. We would have loved to take you around to see how we work. Thank you so far. I don't know if you would like to go to the other building. Okay. If you are going to the other building, there we will show you your house. Everybody's property is in our system, and that's what is helping us to do our land administration system, what we do here. So if you come, I can ask you where do you live. Immediately we will just show you your house. So it's helping us to be seamless.
Is it by name and survey plan or how?
By coordinates.
With coordinates, yes.
What if I don't know my coordinates?
Without your survey plan, we have the flyby. We have the flyby of the whole Benin City index. So we have them there. So you don't, even if you don't have your CFO, you have the survey plan. You can also get it because we use coordinates.
Yes. It happened to me when I came here. When I came here, it showed my younger brother's house. And there was a house behind the compound.
Yeah.
There's already foundation, which I didn't indicate to Richard. There was a foundation in the house. When I came here,
Yes,
after
true.
my family.
You saw?
Yes, I was on my younger brother's house.
So
behind it.
are we linked now to physical planning?
Yes. There's a fiber connection between this server room and the physical planning server room.
So thank you.
Thank you, sir. We love you.
Very well. Thank you very much. So we can, by satellite,
Like I said, we provided the state-of-the-art technology and environment, good environment which our work. So whatever we have achieved today is because of this contribution. We are very happy and proud of you. I want to also thank the incoming governor, Mr. Asu, and the SSG, Mr. Speaker, the honorable commissioners here present, the permanent secretaries, and all those who have come to grace the majority leader, and all those who have come to grace this occasion. I thank you for finding time from a very tight schedule to be here. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
So the national anthem before we close the formalities. National anthem, DJ.
In brotherhood we stand. Nigeria's home and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
Thank you very much. Allow your excellencies to lead before the rest of us as it speaks to the press. She's very excited and she's very, very happy. That is when you have the right to be as in position.
You know, we started investing in GIS technology since 2017, and with processes like this, the investment is continuous, and there are very many different aspects. The first set of investments we had to do was to pay for what you call a flyover. We had aircrafts flying over the city and most parts of the state to cover a certain radius and capture images, geophysical images, which they stored. It is that database of the landmass of Benin City and some parts of Edo that has been used to now generate many other plans They've used it to generate CFOs, used it to generate different plans, and also use it for surveillance to see what changes have occurred in the physical space. Just reviewing that data regularly, they can tell when irregular buildings or unapproved developments have been built where they should not have been. So the investments has been continuous. Every year we have to invest in one aspect of the project. The second year we had to invest in the buildings, we have to invest in the technology, buy the software, buy the hardware, buy the servers, do the training, and once we completed the first process that will allow us capture images and produce CFOs, we've now extended it to a process that now allows us check for building approvals. And that is what we're doing with this building. The Ministry of Physical Planning now has software, the data, which is linked to the GIS database. So we now have very robust information on our land. We have robust information on ownership of land, and then we're developing information on what has been developed on the land, and just make sure it's done in an orderly manner. Facts about CFO. First, it's in an environment where the law is not as formed as the way it should be, particularly enforcement of law. It's always good to secure yourself. So if you have something and you don't have proof of ownership, it's like having a car and you don't have a proof of ownership of the car. Somebody can stop you tomorrow and say, this is my car, leave, get out of my car. The same thing as land. If you own land, you've got land, then one of the most ideal forms of evidence of ownership has to be your title, the CFO. And once you have that, it's easy to value what you have, and it's also very easy to transfer. And that is what we see has happened here. Many people who now have title, proper title like CFO that can be easily verified, can use that as collateral to get credits to do other things they want to do. So it's very important that first it gives you that rest of mind that this property I own, I really own it. And then secondly, when they say, oh, do you have collateral? If you need money, if you need cash, you need credit, you then say, okay, yes, I have this is the value. And it's easy to check, to confirm your ownership. It's easy to document, so for you to sign forms, to pledge, and then you get what you want. So it's about releasing that capital, that value which you are tying down by just sitting on the land.